easily. So it's...
What?
I wish people could know how...
You came unplugged before the episode even started.
I wasn't even plugged in.
We've got a record. In the 11th episode, Ashley Engle came unplugged before the episode started. There is no limit to the mediocrity of this podcast. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. Just the worst podcast that's ever been made by any human person in the history of the internet. But you know what? We keep doing it because, we literally have nothing better to do with ourselves. That was a fun one because I got to ambush you when your headphones were off, so you didn't know that the music had started playing until you got to it. So that was, to date, two records for us. Your fastest coming unplugged of your headphones and my best auditory ambush. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell. I'm one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting team.
And I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the other half. And I would just like to welcome those listeners who are joining us for the first time. I'm sure that intro that you did really inspired some confidence.
I feel like it
Welcome to the worst podcast ever created because we don't have anything better to do.
If you don't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my slightly less worst. And that's the way I like to live my life, my babies. I like to live my life with a very low bar. So if I exceed it, we're winning. It's a little move I like to call under promise, maybe kind of deliver. And that's it.
Just deliver.
That's dude, listen, if that's really all, you don't have to be a Prime subscriber, my babies. You just have to get it at some point with most of the parts in working order. I'm not overnighting you anything.
That's true. Hey guys, I just want to let you know by episode 11, I would expect a certain level of technical... I would just expect the technology to be in place when I arrive. That's what I'm saying. The headphones weren't even plugged in.
But they were on
your spot. And I need the listeners to know that it wasn't me this time, okay?
Can I say something?
That's neither here nor there.
Can I say something?
Sure.
First and foremost.
You're going to anyway.
I am, because that's how I live my life, guys. Under promise, maybe deliver, talk over everyone, and Brandon's always right. Listen, here's the thing, guys. Ashley shows up. She breezes in as if it was just, here comes Barbara Streisand ready to take the stage. And guess what?
Where's my mic?
Brandon's been in the studio toiling away, making sure that the episode's queued up, everything's good, mics are checked, EQs are on, and guess who should be doing that? I'm looking at you, pal.
Yeah, what are you doing here today, man?
Sitting over there, or any day, sitting over there, smuggest look on your face. Don't pretend like I'm not doing your job, bud.
What exactly do you do here?
Would you say that you do here? No, guys, seriously though, he is charming and attractive, but a very bad producer. So,
but we keep having him here because he's fun to have around.
He's fun to have around. And suffice it to say, I had everything taken care of anyway. So he comes in here just crocking around.
Getting all the credit.
Shorty shorts.
Ugh. So guys, what's been going on this week with you all? This past weekend, we have some things to talk about. The first thing I want to do though is give a big shout out.
Big one.
To all of our Gen Z listeners.
All of them.
Who are starting college this week.
Big week.
And by all of our Gen Z listeners, I mean Mia.
Yep, all one of them.
Mia, good luck at your first week of college, babe. We love you.
I'm going on record.
Thank you for your support.
I'm going on record that Mia is going to be the first female president of the United States of America.
We said it here.
We said it here first, and when Mia
R. will protect her privacy.
Listen, Mia, when you get elected to some form of public office so you can go out and do good for the world.
We're aiming high, though. Let's go. Let's go to the highest office of the land.
I demand chips for eternity.
Yes.
Don't you dare get too big and blown up, blustery with your big city, Hollywood, Washington, her ego to bring me chippy chips, okay?
We expect them.
Because I need snacks.
Fortnightly, at the minimum.
At the minimum, fortnightly's pushing it.
Fortnightly chips.
That's pretty good. Again, food-based.
Right, always.
Who are these two pigs who just can't podcast about anything other than what they slam in their fat face holes?
Let me tell you what, guys. You love a chip review. I will say that our engagement on social media with the chip reviews, they're so stupid that for whatever reason, people love a chip. They love a review of a chip.
Yeah, and listen, here's what we need to start doing. We need to start tagging Barry from In the Chips with Barry, because also, guys...
You insulted him. I don't think he wants to hear from us.
He's not going to go back and listen to this. He's got so many chips to review and sandwiches to make. That's a busy man. Listen, here's the thing. I've noticed on his reviews that he reviews chips that people send in. So I bet you if we send old Barry some chips and he gets them, and we can put like maybe a little thing with like listen to Cold Hands Warm Hearts, and
producer, get on that.
Yeah, get on that and send it out. Go to get your tookus to the post office. Post haste.
Yeah.
Post haste.
Post haste.
Post taste. Gosh, I want some chips. We got some chips to review today. We got some chips to review today, not on the pod, because that's
for
our
from?
ASMR.
They're from our Gen Z listener, Mia.
That's what I'm saying, and she needs to remember to give me chips forever.
Mia, we hope that your first week of college is bussin'.
I hope you did not go. Oh, you bussin'. It's bussin'.
Yeah,
it's bussin'. Listen, here's the thing. I hope you didn't. I know you did because you're such a go-getter, but I think that the first day of class is for nerds because they just hand out the syllabus, guys. You don't go. You just get a syllabus, and you've wasted your time. You've gotten out into the post-summer heat, dumb, silly bussin'. But listen, and you
made it dumber.
You made it dumber. The Brandon Birdwell story.
Yeah. I like how we need to start doing memoirs for you.
There's one right there.
Okay.
There's one right there. Okay,
I like it.
What are we doing?
My vote.
We've talked about Mia. Hey, congratulations, Mia. Go get them. Onward and upward. For the rest of your life starts today. I hope
Go Bears.
Go Bears. Take state. I hope your syllabi are great.
Yeah. Hope they're bussin'. You know what?
Nope.
I was going to end with this. I'm going to open with this. For all those listeners who tuned in hoping... Brandon just...
Have you ever had the stringy part of your tea bag fall into your tea and then wind up in your mouth? Because that just happened.
I wish you guys could have seen it.
It's not a good look.
It was so good. Someday we'll be on YouTube with this, and you could see. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna put this out there at the beginning. Maybe the biggest thing has happened to us that has happened.
Oh,
I've lost it. I've lost it. But what I want you guys to know is, CHWH Pod has an official dentist.
What?
Yeah.
Listen.
Right? I'm still trying to figure out what it means.
Here's what it means. Is free dentistry for us for the rest of our
lives. That's not
what
he promised.
No, he did. He said, guys, you keep cranking out that primo pod content, my babies, and I'll make sure those pearly whites are radio ready. Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, before we overpromise.
No. Oh. Here's listen.
I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. I know business.
Okay.
And it's a verbal contract.
Okay.
He has committed.
It was actually it was a DM. It was in the DMs.
Even better. Listen, a DM holds up in the court of law because if you know anything from the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial,
I know a lot.
A DM can bury you. And let me tell you something, Dr. Dan Wilgus of Edmund Family Dental Designs.
Dr. Wilgus.
You owe me teeth.
No.
And not someone else's teeth. Don't try to get by it by dropping off a plastic sandwich baggie full of some lost teeth.
We rebuke those.
I rebuke your found teeth.
Your mouth bones.
Mouth bones? I rebuke your mouth bones, sir.
Yes.
Title.
Dr. Wilgus. So Dr. Dan Wilgus of Edmund Family Dental Designs is my dentist, and he reached out in the DMs and asked.
He's our dentist now.
Right?
For free.
Okay, I'm sorry, Dr. Wilgus. We don't expect free dental care. But what he did offer was to sponsor toothbrushes, toothpaste, And maybe
Don't.
sugar-free gum, guys.
Now.
I don't know what this means.
Well,
Just know that we're
do.
big time here.
It means that
we got a dentist.
It means that Orbit Sweet Mint Gum has slept on this podcast,
Right.
And they might be being usurped.
Usurped?
There might be a usurper. we have an official dental usurper who's going to come in, and he's going to outfit this whole operation, babies. We're going to be brushing, we're going to be flossing, not just the dance flossing, babies. It's going to be bussing, flossing, brushing, and flossing. We're going to be doing the thing day in, day out, chewing gum, staying. Listen, the gingivitis. Nope.
Bye.
Gingivitis.
So good. So anyway, guys, just know you're listening to a podcast that has an official dentist. Give Dr. Wilgus a look. He's a great dentist.
Here's the thing, guys.
Cares for my whole family.
This is Dr. Wilgus. This is good looking out for me on your behalf because we're going to need a handful of people to go use Dr. Wilgus to make up for all the free dental care he's going to be giving to us because I demand it. Ashley shows up like Streisand demanding her mic in place. I show up to Dr. Wilgus demanding that he scrape my tartar for free.
Dr. Wilgus, we do not expect that, and we appreciate your support.
We appreciate your support, Dr. Wilgus.
Brandon, why don't you tell the people what happened to you this weekend, because it's very dramatic.
I lost several teeth. Now, Dr. Wilgus, I need free dental care. Tag. So listen, here's what happened, guys.
Wow.
I'm traumatized. I am exhausted.
Yes.
My brain has been buffering for the last 48 hours, and it's just now catching up to reality. It's not all the way there yet, guys.
Obviously.
Okay, that was some real,
You're out here demanding free dental care from someone kind enough to give us toothbrushes for free?
Yeah, well, listen.
Come on, man.
Anyone who offers me a free toothbrush is willing to offer me free dental care.
That's not true.
I will guess that Dr. Wilgus is willing to give me free dental care. He sounds like a stand-up fella. Dr. Wilgus, I'm putting it on blast on the internet. Don't you dare let me down because I have a platform that stretches all the way to Guam.
You do.
Guam and back again. I'm actually going to run through what we've got. Producer, will you pull up our international listeners? Because I'm going to touch on those here later after this story. 10, 5, 12, 15, 25 minutes on this, and then we'll be right back to the beginning. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Hey, someone told me the other day that sometimes when I talk on the podcast, I sound like I'm on the time and a half setting that you do.
Really
when
do.
You're trying to listen, here's the thing. I'm like the Micro Machines man from the 80s that talks really fast. It's a talent. It's a talent.
I've actually checked a couple times. Did I accidentally hit that?
Yeah, well, sometimes.
So tell us what happened to you this weekend, please.
Yeah, so guys, dear friends, guys, listeners, everybody out there, Dr. Wilgus, everyone. I was driving to a small town, to the second or third oldest dance hall in the state of Texas. Old, amazing, beautiful wood, like literal Texas honky-tonk dance hall to play a show with some dear friends and bandmates of mine, a gentleman named Ethan Neal, who's a 25-year-old prodigy drummer.
Ethan.
He's the future of rhythm, and he's infuriating because he's better at the drums than I've ever been at anything in my entire life.
He's very good.
And my dear friend, Theodore Kushel III. No middle name. Did you know that Ted does not have a middle name?
Didn't know.
Yeah, sometimes when we go out to have a drink, he gives them his card, and it rarely comes back under K. They can't find it because it tallies it under the third. So he has to always go, you might need to find it under the third because it's not under my actual last name.
That's awesome.
It's weird.
Hi, Ted.
Hi, Ted. Hi, Sophia, Ted's wife.
Hi, Sophia.
So we were in the car on our way to Goliad, Texas, to Schrader Hall. First off, the sweetest people in the world.
Oh.
And we'll get to that.
Okay.
But we were driving along, and it started to rain. And 2 cars ahead of us, someone slammed on their brakes. The car in front of them barreled into them. We were able to hit the brakes enough to kind of hit the car in front of us.
How fast were you going?
I don't remember.
On the highway?
I'm traumatized. Yes, we were on the highway.
Okay,
but
so
then
fast.
But then a car behind.
The big
I'm
road.
Very fast, guys. Yes, but we were all buckled in.
Good.
And all of our gear was in the car with us. And when we hit the car in front of us, we thought we were out of the woods. Like, it's okay. Car behind us slammed into us. I'm still waiting to hear, but 99% positive we have totaled my car.
Oh.
So we get out, we exchange information, we do the whole thing, the rigmarole. Actually, the people that I was in the car wreck with, most charming people in the world.
Oh, good.
It was literally the sweetest 4-car pileup I could have ever imagined. Like, everyone was so nice.
Well, that's a gift.
Well, totally. The guy in front of me that I hit came up to me, and we did a side hug upon meeting for the first time. And he said, I've never been in a wreck before. I don't know what to do here. So then Daddy over here, pointing at myself, Daddy had to sort it out. And I'm a grown baby. I don't know what to do. I'm such a man-child, and I'm in the driver's seat.
You know what this was? It was a lesson for you.
Well, listen, and the car at the very front eventually just drove off. I don't know. They didn't even hang out. I'm putting you guys on blast.
Did you get their
The
plate?
car behind me, check this out. This is how I did not. No, because I didn't think to. I was taking care of the car in front of me. The car behind me was taking care of me. And the car in front of me, who had never been in a wreck before, didn't know to get the license plate. But it's okay, baby, because it's fine. He was polite. He was sweet. We side hugged in the car behind me as he saw us standing in the rain, exchanging information. Came and held an umbrella over us while we exchanged information. Literally.
Hey, you guys, you know what?
Sweetest 4-car pileup.
This is a reminder. People are generally good.
That's,
There's a lot, listen, there's a lot of bad stuff out there. A lot of division, a lot of hatred.
okay.
But it's in these moments that try us that we see the goodness of humanity.
Now, if you'll please turn in your hymnals to page 353.
No, that's great. And
great.
So nobody was seriously
Nobody
injured.
was hurt. And it all worked out.
That's
and
huge.
We tried to drive it. We drove it for like 30 minutes. Ted was wringing his hands the whole time. He hated it. He was like, dude, you got to pull off.
Teddy.
We pulled off. This is what I love. We pulled off. And just to get off the road, the car dies right as we pull off. We lose momentum. We get out of the car. We're running, pushing it to get it off the road. And we push it and look to our right. And none other than a Service King Collision Center has materialized as if out of nowhere. So we happen upon that. It's amazing. We go inside. I will not drag this out, guys. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 minutes on this.
This is a good story.
But
People need to hear.
we go in, start an insurance claim. The tow truck shows up. The gentleman from Galaxy Towing comes in, tells me, my boss told me that I needed to tow it all the way back to our place and charge your insurance more money. And I said no. So this guy's being a sweetheart.
Yeah.
The people in the service place, we can't find a rental car. Rental cars are out for a week, they say. So we're going to be stuck in Hutto, Texas, 2.5 hours away from Goliad, Texas, 5.5 hours away from home. But I get the clever idea. I'm going to get us a U-Haul.
You're very clever.
I'm a clever man. Also, I had picked up all of the music gear because I'm very strong. All of our music gear is packed into my car.
Yeah.
I called U-Haul place.
Yeah.
I tried to get a van. There's no van. I tried to get a 10-foot U-Haul. There's no 10-foot U-Haul. But there is one 15-foot U-Haul a half hour away. Now, we've got in our car 1 foot of U-Haul worth of music gear.
Yes.
But this is all we have, and I got to get us there to the show, and I got to get us home the next day.
Yes, you do,
because I have a
Daddy.
show the next day. Daddy's got to run the show, babies. So I call, and then I get the U-Haul. I try to get an Uber. There's no Ubers in Hutto, Texas. So the sweet lady at the collision center
No way.
drives me 30 minutes away.
Stop.
Drives me 30 minutes away. We have a
People
whole
are
conversation.
good.
We ride in her Subaru Forester, and we talk about her. She said, I'm sorry if it stinks in here. I have 5 dogs. And I go, oh, I totally get it. I go, what kind of dogs do you have? She says, I have a lab.
Yeah.
I have a golden.
Yeah.
And I have 4 Frenchies. Now that's 6 dogs. So she's a sweet lady, but she's very bad at math. But
And did you say me too?
I said,
I'm bad at math.
I said, I'm terrible at math. Also, not a great driver today. So I get the U-Haul.
Oh.
And I say to the guy at the U-Haul place, I was like, I'm so sorry, but we're in such a rush. I don't want to rush you, but is there any way I could get it and get back to these guys and pick them up?
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, what are you rushing for? And that's how he talked. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I go, I said, well, we've got a show in Goliad we've got to get to immediately.
Very famous.
Right. I
And
said, we've got a
important.
show in Goliad we have to get to almost immediately. And he goes, I know what that's like. I didn't know what that's like. I don't know what he means, but I just assume he does. So I get in the U-Haul. Guys, I'm going to wrap this up, I promise.
You're
I get
doing
back
great. It's a great story.
Thank you. I
I'm
just
here.
feel
We're here.
My mother-in-law said that it sounds like Brandon talks way more than Ashley. And I was like, that's not true. But then Katie Delaney,
Yes.
sweet Katie,
Hi, Katie.
said that she ran an experiment where she would start recording when I started talking, and she would stop recording when I stopped talking, and then I talked for a full 7 minutes more than you during the episode.
Yes, on one particular episode.
Here's the thing.
I said, it's fine. Some weeks I have more to say.
Yeah, well, people pay to buy the ticket to take the ride with the guy who's got the stuff to say, not the lady who can't keep her headphones plugged in and is so sibilant and plosive. Listen, guys.
Stop it.
So we are... I
Get
get
the
them.
U-Haul.
I pick them up. We load all of the stuff into the car. Literally, there is so much space in the back of that U-Haul.
I'm picturing John Candy in Home Alone with the polka band.
When I told Lindsay that we got a U-Haul, like after the fact, she said polka, polka, polka style.
Yes.
I was like, that's true. So we get all the way there to Goliad.
The three of you crammed in the cab.
Crammed in the cab. Now, Ethan's a slight fellow, so that's very helpful. And also, by the way, can I just take an aside and say that these two dudes, best travel buddies, best
People
bandmates.
are good.
They were so sweet and so like easygoing about the whole thing. So cool, man. So listen,
And they trusted their dad.
We get to Goliad.
To get them there.
And it's right. Is that what we're calling me now? No, if anything, Ted's more the dad, and I'm like the idiot son who was like trying to get his learner's permit. But listen, we pull up to the venue, and like I said, it's like a legit cool venue. The guys that work there come to load our gear out for us. Aww. Not a thing I'm used to.
No, you're hauling it around.
And so these professional stage techs walk up to the back of our backed up U-Haul, and I have to roll up that door for the most underwhelming gear review you've ever seen. I roll up.
Did they die laughing?
They're like, "Is this what you got?" And in their heads, they're like, "Why are you traveling with this U-Haul if this is all you have?" So I roll it up, and it's just this cavernous 15-foot space, 2 amps, 2 guitars, and some pedals.
Yes.
Literally it. And the next day when I drove back and played a solo gig, I had to drive this directly to there. So that was an even more underwhelming reveal when it was 1 guitar and 1 amp.
Thing.
Gosh, you pull up and it's like, oh, here comes the band.
This guy.
Who's ready to rock and roll. Our work's cut out for us. They're going to melt some faces tonight. And then I roll it up and just crickets.
It's like, we need a video of that with the flute.
Oh my gosh, the recorders.
Yeah, the recorder. Oh my gosh. Hey, but listen.
But we made it. Listen, here's what I'll say, and I'll wrap this up.
It.
The people at Schrader Hall were so accommodating and so sweet and understanding of our situation. And the band that we opened for, Greatest Spencer in the Work, who plugged, they're going to be up here in Oklahoma City on 9/9 at Beer City Music Hall. We're going to play with them. Come check them out.
Come check it out, guys. Local people get tickets.
They were the sweetest. Everyone was the sweetest. Aww. Everyone in Goliad was the sweetest. And a potentially negative situation wound up being
so good.
So positive. So
positive. There we go.
And I'm just gonna tell you guys in advance. I'll say it again at the end. I actually do have a warm heart this week, and it's all of the people that helped us through a real trash situation. And listen.
Yeah.
One man's trash is another man's trash. But the people of Goliad are very sweet.
Dear people of Goliad, Texas.
Of Goliad, Texas. So great.
I'm so glad. Well, I'll tell you.
I'm so Goliad.
I'm so Goliad. So you guys know last week we had some sickness in our home. I can tell you now on the other side, it was Corvid. It was Corvid, guys.
You had the Corbin.
And it's still out there. And I'm really grateful.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Hey, government, anyone who's listening, we do believe that Corbin is real.
Corbin is real. And it's still out there. I'm really grateful that we had mild cases. The kids did. Only one of them was testing positive, but the others had symptoms. So we kept them home just in case maybe I had it.
Listen, I didn't get it. I didn't get it from you. And so I think, hey, government, listen, I think that instead of masks, we should walk around with pantyhose covers on our faces because through our research, and this is a solely independent study funded by our official dentist, that pantyhose covers
filter it out
are 1,000% more effective than masks and social distancing combined.
Yeah.
So
that's what we have found to be true.
Get ready. Pantyhose manufacturers. Who's the president and CEO of Big Pantyhose on the line?
Legs.
Are those the ones that came in the egg?
The egg, I believe so.
Does that still happen?
I don't know. I
They
haven't.
figured out pantyhose packaging pretty early on and stuck with it.
I really
You
did.
know what we've never figured out as a society?
What's that?
Bacon packaging.
It's awful.
Right.
There is zero way.
Guys, break me off a resealable bacon package.
Yeah.
Why do I have to cut it open and then throw it in a freezer bag?
Yeah.
I'm wasting. Do we
bad
think
for
that
the earth.
Do we think that Hormel and Ziploc are in cahoots? Are we cahooting?
We're cahooting.
Bunch of cahooters.
Okay, so we had Corvid in our house last week, and I was in bed because I didn't feel great. Did I have Corvid? I don't know. But did I test myself? No, because I ran out of tests.
Because you had to
And then
use
I
them
started feeling better.
because you have 1,000 children.
That's right. And so I was in bed and I get the text from Crindy.
You're such a drain on society.
Okay. I get the text from Crindy that tells about your wreck, and she says, it was phrased something like, "Don't worry, everyone's okay, but Brandon." And so that's all I see. I pull up my thing, and that's all I read. And so I sit up and my heart starts pounding.
What if it was just, but Brandon farted?
No, but it was like, everyone's okay, but Brandon and Ted and Ethan were in a wreck.
She
And
didn't
it's like,
say
I
Ethan.
just
She
needed.
doesn't know Ethan.
She did say that.
Did she really?
She did.
It's very familiar of you, Crindy.
She knows what's up.
How about you?
So anyway, I had a moment where I was absolute panic, and I'm just so grateful that you guys were okay and that everything worked out, because that could have been really bad. And so
yeah.
somebody was watching out for you, and what a gift. What a gift that you're here and that you're okay, all of you, and that no one was hurt.
Nobody.
And you have some new friends in Goliad, Texas.
I made some new friends.
Franz.
I made some new friends. I've made so many new friends lately, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just flush with new friends. Brimming with friends.
Brimming with friends. So I am really excited because this week football starts in the Engle household.
American football.
And that's right. And I got 2 players this season doing tackle. And did I ever think that I would have 2 sons who wanted to play tackle football? No, I did not. Would it be my first choice for them? No, it would not.
But you're so athletic and powerful.
Okay.
They
love
But you are.
American football.
They do love American football.
And so I just picked up Harrison from practice before I came here. And this made me laugh so hard. And I carried this bit on for way too long with my kids, but I wanted to share it with the people. Harrison was talking about how they didn't have any pads at practice today. And it was just, they were doing bear hugs instead of tackles.
Sure.
And so I learned that. And I said, guys, wouldn't it be great if during practice, every time someone did a bear hug, in place of a tackle, they had to give the person that they were hugging a compliment?
Okay.
Like, I like your shorts. You're a great teammate.
Yeah.
You're a good friend. And I thought, because what builds a good team? And I said, if any of these feel-good football movies, which we watched Rudy with them this weekend, I said, if we learn anything from those, it's, you know what builds a good team? Unity and morale. And Asher goes, from the back seat, Asher is so dry. And he goes, athletic ability.
Yeah.
I died laughing. That is so my boy.
Yeah. And it's also true because
Morale goes such a long way.
it does, but also you're the team.
Rudy was the heart
Right, but you
of
practice.
the Fighting Irish.
He was. But you
And
practice.
he didn't have ability.
You practice how you play. And if you get out on the field and you're playing against the big bad football boys from across town and you go run up on them, it's blue 42, hot, and they run the ball and your job is to go, I'm going to bring this guy down. You run up on him and you just slap a big old bear hug on him and you say, I bet your parents think you're amazing. Or you give him a big hug and you say, your skin is great. What do you use on it? Or
You
give
look
him
great in those
Yeah,
pants.
you give him a big hug and you go, oh my gosh, you're so fast. I can't believe I caught you. Let's hug about it. Oh my gosh, I might have caught you this time, but I think you're a real touchdown. Like this kind of nonsense, that's not gonna fly.
Those players would leave that game riding high, win or lose.
Yeah, well, listen,
I think I'm onto something.
win or lose. Lose. What was that? Holy cow. Producer, can we edit that obnoxious snore out in post? Good
I'm
grief.
sorry, Dr. Wilgus, and all of our listeners.
Yeah, Dr. Wilgus, we're going to need to, like, I know you're a dentist, but we need an ear, nose, and throat guy because we've got a severely deviated septum situation happening right
She
here.
is unwell.
Golly, welcome back to the Barnyard Hour with Ashley Engle.
That made me laugh so hard. Okay, we have a speak pipe question that came in, and I want to play that, and that's gonna, I think, kick off some other really good, discussion. So, producer, if you could just get that up, guys. This is our speak pipe page at speakpipe.com/coldhands_warmhearts, where you can leave up to 90 seconds of audio for us, questions, comments, sponsorship ideas. Here we go.
All right, producer, let's go ahead and hit play on that. Oh, actually, producer, what are you doing, man?
Difficulties.
Oh, you expected me to do it? No. How about you do your job? Being handsome is not enough.
Hi, my name is Asher. I love your podcast, but while I was homesick, my mom made me watch some of your stupid home videos. First, I would like to say that what were you thinking going tree jumping? You could have ended up in the hospital for like the 100th time. I don't know how many times you've been in the hospital. Probably more than that.
Kid's rude.
So, I don't understand why you were giving interviews to random people. You were literally like, do you think Stillwater has lost its groove?
Now I know what he's talking
And
about.
then most of them are like, I don't even know what the groove is.
Yeah.
Groove meaning, I don't know. So,
Being
like,
scolded by an
also,
8-year-old.
was that Aunt Lindsay filming the video? 'Cause, I mean, what type of person brings their girlfriend into making stupid videos for yourself so you can just watch them over and over and over again? I don't know why you would make that, but okay. So, okay, bye.
Ah, I like that ending. I don't care for the rest of it. Asher, listen to me. Next time I see you, buddy.
Okay, this is my middle son, who's Brandon's namesake.
Yeah, he's my namesake,
Asher
and
Brandon.
he's coming out of this with an atomic wedgie.
Oh no!
Big time. Yeah, we're swirly town. We're going Nurples. We're going red bellies.
Oh,
Yeah.
typewriters.
I will bury you, kid.
So Asher was homesick this past week, and one of the things that I did, I thought this would be a fun family bonding experience, is I cracked out the home movies.
Oh.
The Birdwell home movies. Because guys, can I tell you, I know we've said it before, we've got great parents. We have our father, such a wonderful person. Okay.
I thought you were starting. Your cadence and the affectation was very much like you were going into it.
It's old habit. And so Dad years ago took all of our home movies, and this is how fast technology moves. He put them all on DVD. DVD.
Yeah.
And he gave
Yeah.
us these boxes of all of our home movies
Yeah.
and wrote letters to go with them. It's so beautiful, and it is such a gift.
Such a gift.
And the gift keeps on giving. And I realized the other day that our kids have never seen them. And we found ourselves watching some from your college years.
There's just no need, is what they're...
False.
Okay. Well,
This is their roots.
this is from whence you came.
From whence you came, kids. So we watched some of your college year ones. There were tree jumping videos in there.
So stupid.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah. And what he's talking about Stillwater, when did Stillwater get its groove or has lost its groove? You would go and hang out in a Hastings. Remember a Hastings, guys?
I love Hastings so much.
You could blindfold me and drop me in there, and I could tell you where I was because of the smell,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah. Well, Hastings. Yeah.
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 And so you would go around, and correct me if I'm wrong, it sounded like Lindsay was the camera operator.
Yeah. Yep.
And why did she go along with that plan?
I don't. Well, here's the thing, guys.
Okay.
I'm very charming. I'm very persuasive. Here's the thing, guys. When you're out and about in a bustling metropolis, big city, living college town like Stillwater,
Yeah,
Oklahoma,
yeah.
and you're chasing down the babes, and you're rolling in a T-top, you're pulling up, you're blaring hardcore, heavy rock and roll. You're going to Hastings to get a couple movies, some ready to pop popcorn.
Hastings was where your Friday nights would come together.
Hastings was
Yeah.
the slingshot that would propel you into an evening of memories, the likes of which you would never forget.
I miss a video
You would
store.
go and you would. I remember one time I was going to get the swirly icy from the front.
Yeah.
And Courtney Fremont, who worked there, dear friend Courtney Fremont, worked there. Courtney got me out of a pretty big jam with some late fees one time that was big time helpful.
Oh.
Yeah.
Statute of limitations.
Well,
Is
yeah,
it Hastings
she's
is out of business?
She's fine. I know that. Well, that was what did it.
Oh, okay.
I could have kept them afloat with my late fees. No, I was
Sponsor us, Hastings.
I was gonna get it, and Courtney Fremont and Ginny Shu both said, "Don't get that. It never gets cleaned." And
Bacteria freeze.
and I never got it because of that. To this day, I would
you don't
never,
get an icy.
I don't get an icy, guys.
My kids like an icy.
Well, your
at
kids.
the movies.
There's no wonder your kids got the Corbin. It's no wonder your kids got whatever mad cow disease made him be such a little butthead to me on the podcast just now.
Asher doesn't suffer fools.
He doesn't, and I am one, so I don't understand how he and I get along at all.
He loves you and he loves the podcast.
Well,
but this box of movies was a treasure trove.
Treasure
okay?
trove of nonsense.
So Brandon would go up to people in the video store and say, "Hey,"
hey,
just random people. Yeah. And at one point you went up to two people and it was obvious that English was not their first language.
Oh.
There was already a barrier. And you were asking them if Stillwater had lost its groove.
yeah, I needed to know.
And they didn't know what the groove was.
Did I
and
show?
you started,
did I show him?
You did.
Yeah.
You were dancing in the Hastings and they had no idea what you meant.
Yeah, but you know what? The way this body moves, baby, is the international language. I could go anywhere. I could go to Guam. You see me start to move on this dance floor. Well, baby, you send me over to Russia and North Korea right now. I'll sort it all out.
They understand what you're saying.
One little cabbage patch, baby. I get a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, my love. Do you ever dream of can't get cold and rain try? Okay. That's the groove. And
that
listen,
was really groovy.
Here's the you're the same, my rain. Here's the thing, guys. Listen, I have won many dance competitions in my life. I've won many dance competitions, and I am a moving, grooving dude with attitude, baby. And here's the thing, I'm a blast at weddings.
He really is, guys. This one really can. He can.
I can shake a tail feather.
And that you can. And that's one thing that was on these videos. There were a lot of like pre-dance moments.
Don'ts.
And you would just get up with your date and start cha-cha in the middle of the living room.
Listen, here's the thing,
Doesn't matter
guys.
how big the space was.
Doesn't matter. I make the space, my babies. If I'm chasing down babes.
Okay.
If you've got me, listen, you don't want to catch me in a cummerbund. Because if you catch me in a cummerbund with a little bow tie, babies, I'm going to shake
Look out,
it.
everybody.
Look out, everybody, because they call me Mr. Hide Your Girl because I'm coming on the dance floor and it's all going to get lit and bussin' and tight.
Oh my gosh.
It's so tight. My moves is tight.
Okay. It was such a treasure trove. And maybe in the future, there is a video of you singing in the, I believe it was like the 7th grade choir.
It was.
Choir production.
Choir with Miss Sarr.
Yes.
Miss Sarr.
Miss Sarr, dear teacher.
Dear teacher. And the only reason I remember her name forever and always is she would tell you Mrs. Sarr, who drove the car through the tar and shot JR, which is a reference to the show Dallas. But nobody gets that.
Nobody gets it, and teachers shooting people.
Here's the thing
I
about
know
Stillwater,
about that.
Oklahoma, circa 1995 to 2001.
Wild West.
No rules. Wild West. Billy the Kid, gun slinging, just nonsense.
Wild West out there.
Nonsense.
It was a great place to grow up.
It was a great place to grow up.
Best place.
Best place.
I want to move into this because there's a lot to talk about here.
Oh, gosh, there's so much to talk about here.
What you been watching, reading, or listening to this week?
Oh, you're jumping to that.
Jump into that.
It's pretty early. Reading, I actually started my annual rereading of Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday.
Okay.
It's just a nice little, it's my little woo-woo self-helpy book about how just, sometimes we just got to get out of our own way and keep it all positive. Don't let yourself get bogged down. Ego is the enemy, baby. It gets in the way.
Yeah. It's true.
After I just went on a whole rant about how charming and amazing and what a good dancer I am. But ego is the enemy, guys.
After we went on several, baby,
So
I
many
get on the dance
babies,
floor
I do
and
it on the
I
dance floor. I'm so sweet, you're gonna get a sweet tooth and need to go see Dr. Will Guess, our official dentist. Yeah, so listen, guys, I started rereading that. It's wonderful. There's a trilogy of books called Obstacle is the Way, Ego is the Enemy, and Stillness is the Key. And they're very...
Oh, we have Obstacle is the Way.
You do. I
Jeff
gifted it to your husband.
That's right.
So reading that, we started actually yesterday watching, there's two of them, but Netflix just came out with one. It's a multi-part docuseries about Woodstock 99 and what an absolute dumpster fire that was.
Oh, I like that.
It is such a trip down memory lane.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you this.
This is for me, I can tell you right now.
I'll tell you this. Can I tell you something, guys?
Sure.
That Fred Durst,
Yeah.
gross. Doesn't hold up. Let's be real. Let's be real. Fred Turst from 2001, 99 to 2001, it just doesn't resonate in 2022, babies.
Okay.
He seems...
See, I haven't checked in with him in a while, so
Well,
I can't speak to this.
He's a movie director now.
Oh.
He directed a movie with John Travolta in it a couple of years ago.
Wow.
And I've heard it's good, but even I've got limits.
Okay.
I won't watch it. I
Okay.
won't do it. So
But the doc is good.
it's incredible. And for
Two parts.
we're through two. There's more.
Okay.
Oh, there's more. But I know it happens. Still riveting. Can't wait to see just the way it's shot. It's crazy. It's a real kind of window into what a weird time that was.
Yeah.
Very weird. Very kind of super misogynistic-y, bizarre.
Yes.
So super interesting. Great
You know
watch
what
so
else
far.
will give you those vibes? Is that one about
The
Abercrombie
Little
and
Rascals. Oh,
Abercrombie and Fitch?
yes.
Documentary.
Watched it.
Excuse me.
Watched it. Remember how we all
Why
had
did we allow that?
we all had
that
friends.
nudity.
We all had friends, and I had one. Chris Rhodes, dear friend Chris Rhodes.
Hi, Chris.
If you were walking through a mall and they saw you and thought you have the look and the build of an Abercrombie and Fitch model,
Yep.
can we give you a job? Now, not a job working in the store, folding, hanging, greeting customers. A job standing out front, shirtless, beckoning people to come in and spend their hard-earned money on some cargo shorts and some unisex body sprays.
Yes.
You could drop me in an Abercrombie
yeah.
and Fitch and I could tell you where I was. Now, here's the
Totally.
thing. Abercrombie and Fitch
strong.
or a Hollister. It is
yeah.
like being punched in the face with teenage douchebaggery is what it's like. Square in the nostrils.
Yes.
Right in your olfactory bulb.
I'll tell you what, Crinty B was not a fan of Abercrombie.
I remember Abercrombie
And she didn't endorse it. She didn't like to go in there. And I didn't have anything from Abercrombie.
I have two
You
things I want to say.
wore exclusively Abercrombie.
Yeah, I was chasing babes. You think I'm going to show up in American Eagle with a hammer loop on my leg like some sort of weird backwoodsy carpenter type? No, baby. I'm coming in here like a dude who surfed in on a wave of sexiness, my babies. I'm coming in here rocking a bright yellow Abercrombie and Fitch jacket. I'm wearing cargo shorts.
Like I just stepped off the rugby
gosh.
pitch. Is that what it's called?
It's what you called it.
Okay.
Listen, here's the thing. I have got a couple of things to say.
Okay.
One is, I was in a class in college called Voice and Movement, previously called Voice and Diction.
I took that
And I have two stories about this. The first one revolves around Abercrombie and Fitch, and the second is
just awesome.
my favorite story of my class. So the first one, on day one of the class, there was a gentleman sitting across from me, frosted tips,
Oh, yeah.
Abercrombie shirt, Abercrombie pants, Abercrombie jacket, the whole 9 yards, my babies.
Picturing it.
And we went around the room introducing ourselves, doing the thing where you say a fact about yourself, whatever.
Yeah.
He gets to him and he says, name's redacted Abercrombie. And then he gestures to his shirt and goes, as if to say, like this,
Yes.
redacted Abercrombie. And I don't care for that guy or what he represents. It was gross. And if you're listening to this right now, redacted Abercrombie, you listen here.
You're going to have to bleep that out.
Stop it.
You might have to bleep it out.
No.
Start
I'm an
over.
equal opportunity offender. I will not.
You can't say someone's name.
We literally say everyone's name.
But in a positive connotation.
Yeah, well, I called your kid a butthead just a little bit ago, so let's just dial it back there, school marm. Mother Therese.
Wait,
Why
just
don't-
pause and go back.
Why?
Start telling your story again. Pause.
I'm not editing that.
Yes, you are.
No, I'll edit the thing with Asher from earlier, but I
No,
won't
you
edit
will
this.
edit this because what if
Redacted.
Abercrombie
He doesn't.
is listening and we need to
Redacted.
know that we support him.
Hey, I'm sure you haven't done some really gross stuff like that for a very long time. So good job on you. And we all made mistakes in college, right? I went tree jumping and you would gesture at your shirt.
Stop. We're going to pause and I want you to go back and say, I want you to create a name.
This is great content. I'm not editing this out. Listen, okay, here's my story, the better story. The rest of this episode's going to be terrible now, by the way, because I'm going to be in a bad mood. So I'm not retelling that story. Here's my other story. Guys, I was in this class. I can bleep the first name. I can bleep it. But that whole argument, that's going in there. Okay? Because the people need to know what I deal with on a weekly basis.
I'm so sweaty.
I'm so sweaty. So listen, guys. I was in this class, and on one of the first days, someone who shall remain nameless was paired with me to do an exercise where we were to stand 6 inches from each other's faces. And he paired us up by height because apparently our faces need to line up. He pairs me with this guy. And we're breathing. It's a breathing exercise. So I'm standing across from a total stranger. He's breathing into my mouth. Breathing directly into my mouth. As if to say, I don't care about your personal space. I don't care about what I ate for breakfast. I don't care about your self-worth and dignity. I'm breathing down your face. And then he says, you need to pick one person to do this next exercise. And the guy across from me goes, I'll go. It's like, oh, cool, thanks. And the exercise is take a deep breath in and a deep breath out and a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And on the third deep breath in, you say whatever's on your heart. You say the first thing that comes to mind with a deep heave out into my face, mind you. And here's what the person across from me chose to bellow into my face. He said, I love chicken fried steak. Why he chose to say that very
it's
specific
delicious.
phrase, I will never know. But he said it, and it was the worst.
And you say it all the time now.
I love chicken fried steak.
What was your phrase?
I don't recall because me too, man. It's delicious.
What was your name again?
Baby, I can't say it. I'm not allowed because people are faceless apparitions that drift in and out of this podcast.
You can say names on this podcast.
You can.
But you have to be
listen,
nice about
what
it.
I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that whole bit in there, but I will go back and I will edit the name. It'll go through and it'll say redacted or something over it to appease you. And our people,
Redacted.
our people will stay in the dark. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm the on-air talent producer. Make sure that gets redacted out of the podcast.
Listen, this is a real life situation, people.
Yeah, listen.
You need to know that doing a podcast with your brother, sometime you're not gonna see eye to
It's
eye.
not all peaches and cream, babies. Sometimes one of us wants to do the comedies and the funny ha-has, and the other one wants to do some
to
sort
be
of
nice to people.
kumbaya session where we lift up people we haven't seen in decades. Nor will we ever see again.
We just have so many listeners.
He
You
lives-
can't guarantee.
He lives in Guam. There's no way he's heard this.
No, but this is a good time to give a shout out to our actual listener in Guam, Mindy.
Hey, Mindy.
Hi, Mindy. I didn't say your name in the last episode to protect your privacy.
Listen, hey.
But I think it's okay now because
Just-
I was told that you enjoyed that we mentioned you.
Just a couple of howlies out here trying to give you the funny ha-has.
We looked it up. Well, actually, we were told by our dear friend Emily Weiser that people who are non-native to Guam are called howlies,
Howlies.
which can have negative connotations,
Listen.
but not always.
Real quick, before we move on to what you're reading, listening to, or watching, because I think it's important, I need to run through our listener base. United States,
Yeah.
Sorry, let me rephrase. I need to list all of the places Jeff's been in the last month. United States,
Yes,
Guam,
yes.
Germany, Canada, United Kingdom, Mexico, Australia,
Yes.
Spain, France, Switzerland, Saudi Arabia, Ecuador, and Philippines. Busy, busy, Jeff.
I'm going to tell you what, Jeff hasn't been to all those places.
Well,
We may have legit listeners in other countries
well, don't get ahead of yourself.
who aren't married to me.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't know your life.
You do.
Okay, what are you reading, watching, or listening to?
So I want to talk about a couple things that I've been watching because I think that people need to know about them. I'm going to preface both of these by saying these are not family friendly. Okay.
Oh.
So if you have kids,
Sinner.
okay. So don't be watching these with your kids is what I'm saying. There's some language, there's some stuff. But number one is a show called Sprung on Amazon Freevee. Have you watched anything on Freevee?
I've not.
Okay. It's a new
Thing.
thing, and it's free. And they have movies and shows.
Oh, okay.
So,
Free V.
do you remember the show, My Name is Earl?
Love.
Okay, this is the same people. Not
Oh.
the same actors, but the same
Who created
creators.
it? Say their names so that I can redact it from the podcast because we don't.
know.
Okay.
But I'm saying good things about them so you wouldn't have to redact.
My Name is Earl sucked. You guys made a
Okay.
crap show. Now say their names so that we can redact it.
Say it.
You guys are talentless hacks and you make garbage and put it on the TV.
Okay, but the premise of
I
this
actually
one...
really like My Name is Earl. I redact that.
Yeah, right? Okay, so it has that same feel,
Okay.
that kind of quirky.
Yeah, sure.
It's a group of criminals who are sprung out of prison during,
It's right there in the title. Got it.
right, at the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh.
And so there's a lot of like early pandemic humor. It's clever. It's funny. There are only 2 episodes out, so that. Then there's a show that Jeff and I started watching last night called Blackbird. This one's on Apple TV. Have you heard of this one?
I have not.
Okay. This is based
But I
on
like
a true
everything that I've
story.
watched on Apple TV. We
Okay.
watched Loot with Maya Rudolph. It's great.
Oh, I love her.
Dude, it's basically Ted Lasso vibes. You'll love it.
Okay.
It's incredible. Okay, sorry, back to your thing.
Go watch Loot, guys. This one's called Blackbird on Apple TV. It stars Taron Egerton, who played...
Of Elton John fame.
Elton John
and
fame.
the Kingsman fame.
Right. And Greg Kinnear is also the other big name in this one, but it's based on a true story. It is compelling. Again, do not watch it with your children. I'm only 1 episode in, but it's about serial killers. But it's not family friendly. I'm only 1 in, so it could go completely off the rails. But after 1 episode, like I'm going to keep watching. I want to know more about this. And
Okay.
it's based on a true story. So Jeff and I actually saw the movie Nope for our 20th anniversary.
I love Jordan Peele.
And I never talked about it. I love Jordan Peele. I'm going to need some of our listeners who have seen this to DM us and let us know what you thought. Because I'm not going to give any spoilers. I left it real confused. I left it confused. That's all I'm going to say. I've been thinking about it ever since, but I'm wondering if I'm missing something. So if you've seen Nope, I want you to DM, let me know what you thought of it. Let us know.
Okay, nice.
Brandon hasn't seen it either.
I have not.
Okay, so we have a Crindy Reviews, kind of.
Okay, let's hear it.
She is still not doing things via Siri. She's not comfy. Not comfy with it.
Okay.
But you know what Crindy does love to do? Send a picture of her food.
She does love to send a picture of her food. It's a thing she does.
It's a thing she does. And she
Yeah.
takes beautiful food pictures.
She missed her calling.
She did.
She should be a food photog.
She should. She sent us a picture of her food from Nashbird.
Looked delicious.
It looked amazing.
The bread to meat ratio was outstanding.
Outstanding.
In favor of meat.
Yeah. So she gives Nashbird 2 thumbs up. Loved it.
2 thumbs up to Nashbird. Hey, everybody go check out Nashbird, the official Nashville hot chicken restaurant of Cold Hands, Warm Hearts Hot Chicken.
Sponsor us, Nashbird.
Welcome back to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts Hot Chicken, Clean Teeth. We've got all the bases covered, my baby.
Our tagline is going to be so long.
Dude, well, listen, so's our bank account. Zeros
Right?
on zeros on zeros.
So many toothbrushes in there.
Oh, stacks on stacks on stacks. Bristling with toothbrushes, baby.
Yes. Okay, Orbit Sweetment Challenge, go.
Oh, goodness. Okay, let me pull this
It's
up.
a good one.
We're about to get to the music. I might have to mute this. Hold on just a second.
Let's see.
Okay, we're back. I had to
Okay.
take us out of there for a second so that we could get back to the
We figured out
Orbit
how to
Sweetment-
start and stop, guys.
No, we always
big
knew.
day.
You know
said
how you
didn't
do
know.
it? You say, producer, do your job.
Okay, Orbit Sweetmint, go. It's a good one.
Okay, so Orbit Sweetman Challenge. The real Jonathan Rovick, the one and only Jonathan Rovick.
Maybe our biggest supporter since day one.
Since day one, he's a ride or die, my babies. He's been
right.
here in the passenger seat singing along with us from the outset,
And
giving
we
us
appreciate him.
giving us constructive feedback, telling us when we sound stupid, telling us when we sound good, more stupid than good probably, but he's been very kind about it because that's what we do on this podcast. We're nice to people.
We're nice.
But okay, so Jonathan Rovick, you guys, I love when people use my catchphrases specifically.
Well, get ready. It's chock full.
Chock full, brimming with Brandon's catchphrases. You guys, have I got a super juicy fruit solid podcast recommendation for you I cannot recommend enough to you, my dear friends. This very professional podcast of the year, nay, the decade. That's 10 years. It's just an honor to be nominated. But
Right.
if you want to hear sibling back and forths and irreverent rigmarole on a range of topics from eggs, mouth sounds, technical difficulties, middle schooler texts, inside jokes, outside jokes, callbacks, and much, much more, then I cannot give a greater tip of the hat to the duo of Ashley Engle and her Ryan Reynolds aspiring brother. This is this is Nashbird level delicious. Brandon
good.
Birdwell, let's do that again. And her Ryan Reynolds aspiring brother, Brandon Birdwell. Hear Brandon whisper. I was literally whisper talking as I got to that part.
Perfect.
Oh man, you know me far too well, Jonathan. Honestly, producer, watch yourself because you might be out of a job.
Right.
Because Rovick might be roving up in here and taking over, baby. Rovick's taking over 2022. Hear
right.
Brandon whisper talk and Ashley cackle as they discuss their love or disdain for Orbit Sweetmint, Salt Lick toddler lamps, and just a never-ending cachet of mispronounced, properly pronounced words. I appreciate that because we pronounce them just close enough.
Right.
Right?
Sometimes purposefully wrong.
Purposeful. And while they are not yet sponsored, well, technically as of this
After
episode,
today,
free teeth
brushes.
and teeth, but also the brushes to accompany the teeth. And while they are not yet sponsored, redacted, I'm sure they're well on their way to a huge payday from Orbit, Easy Go, Jam Enterprises, Hypercolor, and the New Orleans Pelicans, the mightiest of prey. Just Google Pelican Eats Bird. I cannot recommend this pod enough. 5 sticks.
5 sticks.
Jonathan, you win the Orbit Sweetmint Challenge, and I defy any future reviewers to go toe to toe with that one.
That one was solid.
Very solid.
The solid. And so, guys, if you haven't rated the podcast, click in the 5th star. Fills them all in for you. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Squeezy, lemon squeezy.
And then write one if you haven't, because those are really helpful and they're funny. You might win some gum.
Okay, let's do it. What's your warm heart for this week?
My warm heart is that I've been home a lot this week, spending time with my kids, but also my dogs. And I've had some great QT with my dogs this week.
Okay.
It's been lovely. A lot of snugs. Snugs. Doggy snugs.
Doggy snugs. Guys, listen, I already said my warm heart, but just the people of Goliad, Texas, and all along the way on my misadventures and foibles as we made our way to Schrader
people.
Hall. Such dear people. It was a wonderful, wonderful weekend that could have gone awry but did not. So, hey, guys, thanks so much for listening to Cold Hands,
Thanks,
Warm Hearts.
guys.
It's been lovely. Please follow.
Has it?
I think so. And now, see, there's so much conversation on the back end about it that we can't edit it out now, baby, because it's too good. Hey, everybody, listen, follow us on the socials, give us a review, share this with your friends, because that's the way it gets to Guam. So, all right, thanks, guys, for hanging out. We appreciate it so much. Howley's out.